All right, guys, welcome back to the channel, Ken Smith Fishing. I guess Ken Smith Fishing and Golf. So this is the back nine at Whispering Pines Golf Course, #1 rated golf course in Texas. #2 by some list, but I think the #1 golf course in Texas. I played a lot of them. So this is 10. There's another video. This is front nine. This is the only one of two holes that I didn't get good footage of. So I just pulled this off of Google Earth, quite obviously. So let's take a look at the hole. Drive the ball off the back of the clubhouse, just a slightly elevated tee down there. You got bunkers in play down the right, bunkers in play on the left there. If you can drive it about 260, 270, you got a nice little wedge shot in there. This hole is, for some reason, at 14 handicap, harder on me than it should be. I've had a hard time hitting this fairway, which is typical for me. I hit it to the right there. Then I like to play it off that tree, which is that's how I play that hole. Uh, so quite obviously, you got to play it up the left side because that pine tree is in play. It's very tall, and anything down the right side is a tricky shot. Real straightforward hole, but a hole that I've truthfully struggled with, which is typical for me. You give me a great big fairway, it's hard for me to hit. So this is 11. You start from those back tees back there, the #6 handicap hole, par four, 391 yards from the one pines, which is what we played on the split tees. You drive it to right there, and that leaves you a nice little wedge shot in there to a really heavily undulated green. So this is that shot from those bunkers right there, and you go up, you see it's got a huge false front on the left side. You're going to see Mr. Spivey right there. That's what he caught, was that false front. And then they actually modified this screen a few years ago. The right side falls off really badly as well. It's not as bad as it once was, but a lot of undulation. There's a ridge behind that pin back there. Everything drains. Yeah, I mean, it's just a really well set up golf hole. And you're going to see Spivey here hit a ball, and so he's going really uphill, and then flattens out, and you see it just kind of gets away from him there just a little bit. And then Mr. Carter just straight up the hill. You see he was ready to pull the trigger. He'd already had a look at it, and I don't think he makes this putt either. He doesn't. You can tell he gave up on it pretty quick. So that's 11. We jump over to the 12th hole, 535 yards from the Spirit tees. Again, the split tees, we play the one pine at the 508 par 5. You drive, as we've talked about before, a lot of these holes, the further back you go off the tee, the narrower the chute is to hit out of. Bunkered all down the right side, and it's a pretty sharp dog leg left. For the young guys who can really bomb it, I suspect this is a two-shot hole. I think it's probably safe to say they can hit it all the way down there to the corner. But for us, you're going to see we're going to wind up just short of that corner. So you'd be the guy to hit something really high up over the corner, unless you can hit it up the right side of the fairway. And so I measured it here. Let me go back and stick this in here. So that's about a 100-yard long bunker complex. It starts at about 160 and goes out there to about 255 down the right side. So and for us, that center bunker's never been in play. I'm guessing the Bombers, that center bunker's in play. But you see those trees to the left. It truly is a dog leg, and there's short trees and tall trees both there. So turning around here and look back towards the tee box. From those one pines tees, you hit it out there, 240 to 260. You're basically hitting a little hook around the corner there. That bunker that you're looking at right there at the top of the screen, that bunker is going to be out there about 190 yards for your second shot. So you're just going to want to play something in there, 160, 170 yards, and then you got a wedge in your hand too. One of the flatter greens on the golf course. They've all got some undulation in them, but it is one of the flatter greens. I didn't see who that was, but you see that's kind of where one of the bunker or one of the tee balls was. One got spun out there to the right. I don't remember who that is, so we won't lay blame on anybody. But that's going to be Mr. Spivey wearing the visor there, playing his second shot. See if we get any footage of his second shot. So looks like he's got a fairway medal in his hands, and he sends it. Oh, it looked like he spun out of a little bit. And you see, I played up the right side, carried the bunkers, and I've just got a little mid iron in there. I can't get there. I actually got there without a 3-wood. I broke my 3-wood. Really odd break several weeks ago, and never actually several months ago, and have just not replaced the shaft in it. So Mid iron out there. This is the rest of the way up. And again, that bunker on the right is very much in play on your second shot. If you either are on the left side and trying to bend it around a corner or right side and spin something out a little bit. But there's a reason this is the number 18 handicap. It's really a straightforward par five, no real difficult shots in it. You don't want to be in that bunker complex right. That's really kind of the only dead spot to be in because it's hard to advance it very far because those are deep bunkers up that right side. But a relatively flat green and a big green. I say relatively flat. All of these greens have undulation, have a lot of break in them. And when they want to speed them up, they're always pretty quick. I think the day we played them, they were rolling like an 11 and a half or, yeah, probably 11 and a half. But they can make these greens lightning quick if they want to. So here's our approach shot. Somebody, I think there's already a ball on the green here. Let's take a look. I got to blow it up just a little bit. Yeah, so that's Mr. Polari there, just short left. I say short, he's about a 20-foot putt. But I think I had 120 yards in. This is going to be my ball coming in here from about 120 out, which for me would be a pitching wedge. Let's see where I wind up here. There we go. Pretty good shot in there. Oh, I remember that shot. And yes, I did not make that little 4-foot putt. So I walked away with a very easy par. And we'll go on now to the next hole, which is going to be the 13th hole, 468-yard par four from the Spirit tees, 411 yards from the Two Pines tees. This is a great hole. Water all down the left side. And actually, we're picking up footage here. I'm backing away from the green, so the tee ball, there's water left that's in play that is not protected by bunkers, and then there's a big pine tree on the right, kind of jutting out into the fairway. So you got to it's a relatively difficult tee ball, not one of the hardest ones, but then you got a long shot in again, 400 plus yard par four. Those two little pot bunkers on the left right there are brutal. I've been in those bunkers several times. And if you miss it left, the water is in play all the way on this hole. So really, really well designed, golf hole, hardest golf hole, straight golf hole. I hate straight golf holes. Um, but you see, we're all on the green there. And then the next hole, I'm really disappointed I did not capture the tee ball on 14 because it's one of the best holes on the golf course. I shot it not realizing that I was having camera issues on my drone at the moment, but we'll pick it up from the fairway. But let me just show you first a little Google footage of the 14th hole. All right, this is the 14th hole, 370 from the back, 360. But you see, it's really only 312 to the green. That's, you measure a golf hole, how you hit it down the middle of the fairway. So you'd be playing right of the pine tree and then making a left up there. This is a great golf hole because it's the number 16 handicap. And you will make a lot of birdies on this hole, but you will also make a lot of double bogeys on this hole because it's all about options and it's all about your distance control and knowing how far you can fly a golf ball. So the big shadow you see right there in the middle of that picture is the bush tree. That's a giant pine tree sitting right on the precipice right there. I'll show you some drone footage of it here in just a second. But from those back tees, it's right at 200, 210 yards to that pine tree. If you fly it up into that pine tree, it will not kick sideways. It will not kick forward. It will 100% of the time kick back into that deep ravine, which is really creek bottom down there. So you got two options. You can take it out to the right. If you take it out to the right, you don't have to hit it very far, and you better not hit it very far because if you see up there on the right, 247, you run out of fairway, and you'll see down there there's a tree that even if you're 235, you may be blocked from hitting it into the green. So the other option is you hit it over there. You got to carry the ball every bit of that 235 yards right there. And if you're a bomber and you hit it on that line right there, you're going to run out of fairway again. You're going to run through the fairway because it's that fairway then dips and goes down a little bit, rolls towards the green, but will also push your ball all the way through the fairway and out of the fairway again. So again, this is a hole that gets easier the more times you play it because you start kind of learning where you can hit it and what you can hit. And obviously, wind makes a lot of difference here, too. But if you can put it in the left half of that fairway, not through the fairway where you're blocked to that pine tree, it's really not a hard shot. You're going to be looking at a wedge or even a piece of a wedge, but you got a green with a lot of undulation. You got a false front on the left of the green. You got multiple tiers to the green. Again, it's a really hard hole for the handicap. So there's the bush pine tree right there. You're looking at that first ball I would show you, which is to the right, and you see there's a lot of fairway to the right there. So you can actually miss it to the right, and you still only got a mid iron into the green. But the play everybody's going to try is to hit it at the pine tree or left of the pine tree, which is what Mr. Spivey did here. And if that happens, if you're brave enough to walk down there, you're ball hawking into some pretty bad ground down there. But so there is the boys. There's the rest of us sitting up under the big bush pine tree. And you can see, I mean, when I say it's right on the edge, it is right on the edge. That's probably a 20-foot drop down to where Tracy was looking for his golf ball there. And so 210 to the middle of that tree. And you can see it's a great big pine tree. And it's I hope they don't ever lose that pine tree. I hate even saying that out loud, but so from right there, you just turn around, you're looking right at the green. You got just a wedge in your hand, and you can see that little false front to the left, false front to the right. It's a great green, multi-tiered, and like a lot of greens on this golf course, when they want to make it roll, it can really get difficult. So that's a look into the hole. Water's really not in play on this hole down the left side there, unless you just really hit an awful shot. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody put it in water left there. I've certainly seen a lot of us put it down there where Tracy was. Matter of fact, I was down there with you one of the days as well. So, all right, so let's jump over now to 15 Spirits 178, One Pines 164. This is the little stretch of holes that all the golf magazines talk about. It's just a beautiful stretch of holes. This is also the hole that got destroyed in the flood a few years ago. They've changed it a little bit, but it's a really well bunkered hole. Water's in play in every direction. Really, the worst water position is when that pin's back left, because if you try to go to it, you got water in play. You miss it right, you got to miss it bad or short to put in the water. You're going to be in one of those big bunkers. But it's just a really neat golf hole. It's one of the few holes in the golf course I really don't have any problems with. I just, it's just a short iron in there to a pretty nice big green, a pretty flat green that holds the ball pretty well. There's a look back at the tee box. And I think I capture Mr. Spivey bringing a ball in here on us in just a second. Let's take a look and see what we capture. Right, it looks like I capture the strike, but I don't capture the landing. I'm pretty sure he knocked it to about 6 inches. So let's just go with that. So that's a beautiful golf hole. That's the 15th. 16th is a back to back par threes. I didn't get good drone footage of 16, so let's go to back to Google Earth for it. All right, so this is number 15. No, excuse me, 16. 252 yards from that back tee, and got a. This is a hard golf hole. This is a 12 handicap hole. I don't know how this is 12 handicap. It's a long par three. Even from the tees we play, it's over 200 yards, and it plays. Well, so what you see here is obviously shot in the summertime. This is Google Earth imaging, because in any other time, every time I've ever been down there, that area right there is completely water. So that's just a big pond. So they must have been in a drought when they did this, but it's a pretty big green, but it's a false front green. You see that little line of white, that's rocks, and the ball will roll back down and go in the water if you leave it short. It's a plenty big green, but it's a pretty tight window between the trees to hit that green. If you bend the ball at all, that's a hard golf hole right there, par three. 250 yards, 200 yards. The next hole is a beautiful golf hole. This is from the Spirit tees. You see, we're standing over there on the right. That's where the one pine tees are. Never played it from the Spirit tees, but after shooting this drone footage, I kind of want to, because it's really a visually stunning hole, bunkered all the way down the right side. So this is a 629 yards from that back tee, 494 from the two pines. Sorry about it. Got a little carried away with my drone footage here flying out over the rough, but you see there, bunkered all down the left side, pine tree overhanging the left side as well. It's a reachable par five, even at 500 yards from the tees we're playing from. And I'm sure the guys who are playing those back tees can probably reach it too. But you drive the ball out there just short. Well, you can see where our carts are right there. So that's where our tee balls are. And then You got a little dog leg left, and then just heavily, heavily This hole is so bunkered. I'd love to count the bunkers on this hole, but bunkered all up the left side, bunkered all up the right side. Got a couple of trees. If you happen to get too far left up there, that'll block you out from having a good shot at the green. But just a really pretty golf hole. And you're going to see up here another well-placed pine tree down the left side. The water's not really in play on this hole, although Mr. Carter tried to put it in play right here. That's about as close as I've seen anybody. I don't. He may have clipped that tree, but you see, he's feet in the rough. Going to make a good swing. Scott's really been working on his game. His game's really come around nicely. So right through there, I've hit a lot of little driver cuts around that pine tree out over the water and back into the fairway up here, right up to the edge of those bunkers right there. I don't remember the distances on this, but that's really the play, is to stay right of those pine or that set of trees, just short of those bunkers, and you're just standing there with a gap wedge in your hand to a nice big green. It's got a little bit of undulation, probably a little flatter than most of the greens. A couple of bunkers in play. That bunker we just passed there on the right, you'll see a lot of guys in that bunker as well. So anyway, that's that 17th hole. There's your green complex. Fun golf course. Let's jump over 18. Spirit tees all the way in the back there. Actually, before we go to 18, let's spin the camera around. This is from behind the 17th green looking back. That's going to be me on the right. This is my approach. Not a bad approach. A little drop cut in there. It's going to fall in there about 15 feet short, and then it's going to spin back to the right a little bit or to our left. And then I got a little bit of drone footage of Mr. Spivey here. They actually knocked this one stiff. I didn't get where the ball lands, but I remember where the ball lands. So this is a pretty cool shot. Right at the camera, coming to you in slow motion. And that's a nice little punch wedge in there he hit. So over to 18. Spirit tees. 495 yards from the back. Two Pines tees where we're playing from right there. You see us at 402. Water's really not in play. That bunker left is certainly in play. It's just the two things about this hole is the length of the hole. It does not a lot of roll out in that fairway. There's some trees to the right over there that you can get behind if you hit it out. If you spin one out to the right and get blocked out, obviously, if you hit it in those bunkers left, it's what a friend of mine calls a double penalty, because you're chopping out and you have no chance to go to the green, because not only that, but in front of those bunkers between you and the green are pine trees. So anything in that bunker complex left is you're going to be reaching the green in three. And then this hole, the green on this hole has a massive false front to it. And we've played it a number of times when they have sped it up. And early when we first started playing this golf course, they always left that green really fast. And anything, gosh, I'm going to say even on the front third of that green, for sure the front quarter of that green would hit and roll back down with nothing to stop it from going into the water. Just really, really difficult green to land the ball and hold the ball on, especially because you're playing, in most cases, a mid to long iron into that green. And you can see that pin today is right on the top of that false front. I mean, you really got to be over that pin, and you don't want to get too far back there either, because if you hit an aggressive putt, it's not impossible to putt the ball into the water on this green. So there you go, Whispering Pines Golf Course. I've not played all the golf courses in Texas by any stretch, but I've played a number of the top-rated ones, and this is one. This is my favorite. Vaquero is a really close second of all the golf courses I played. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and check out my fishing videos as well. Guys, I'll get a more fitting tribute up in the next week, but I lost my good friend this morning, and I just want to say, buddy, you will be missed. Makes me really sad.